Hello, my divine warriors. So it's August, and I thought, why not do some pick a cards? Let's have some fun. I'm feeling good. I hope you're feeling good too. So the message that we're going to be looking for is what the universe, what the divine wants you to hear. So as I'm talking, look at the selection that we have in front of us. We have number 1, number 2, number 3. So remember that these videos are generalized, so take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. And if you need your own personal reading done, my website is in the description box below. Just get in touch and I'll be happy to work with you. Also, can I ask you to subscribe to the channel, as that helps me out a lot. I'm waiting. Hit the subscribe button, and whilst you're at it, also hit the notification bell so you get notified when I make more videos. So are you ready? Are you steady? I'll see you at your selection. All right, so group number 1, you chose the yellow flower, and so we are looking at what messages are coming for you here from the divine. So these are the cards that I have for you. We're going to start turning them over to see what messages are here for you. Okay, so we've got a mixture of tarot cards and some oracle cards also. So we've got quite a fair bit of cards here, and I can start seeing the message. Oh, nice. I love that, because the last card we're finishing off is a major arcana card, and it's a really nice card because it's all about strength. Okay, so what is the message from the divine? Well, let's start off with this card right here, because I think it's got a nice message already for you. And this message is to remind you that you are a spirit having a human experience, and you're here to get closer to love. How perfect is that? I love that. So that is your message there, to remember that in this life gets complicated, life gets difficult, life gets stressful, but at the end of it all, you are a divine being. You are divine. You are divinely loved. There is nothing that you don't have. So this card is kicking off this reading, just reminding you to remember that you are just here for a very short amount of time, and you're just here to play a role that you're playing is your life. So don't get too attached to that role that you're playing, because when you leave this planet, you go off to play another role. It's almost like being in a movie, the movie of your life, right? So you are the star. You are the center of this play. So just remember not to get attached too much, because I like the first card here that we actually got, which is Earth. And the Earth card is a card that comes in to remind you to remain grounded, to remain divine. Because we're seeing here, our girl here, she's got butterflies, she's got animals, she's got all the things to do with Earth, to do with Mother Nature. So even though you're here getting grounded, remember that you are divine. Remember that you are bigger than this. Remember that you are divinely loved, and your purpose for being here, like the first card said, is to get closer to love. Because sometimes when we're going through this life, we get so hurt, we have so many disappointments, we have so many experiences that make us forget how divine we are. So The universe really wants me to deliver this message to you, to uplift you in your remembrance of your divinity, to uplift you, to remember that this is just a play. This is almost just like playing a video game almost, right? I don't know if you play video games or if you've ever played video games. You get really engrossed and you forget. You want to win, you want to pass that level, you want to... and it's so frustrating when you keep dying at the same bit. And whilst you're in that moment of playing, you're forgetting about life, about everything else. You're just enjoying that experience. Or if you don't play games, I'm sure you love watching movies. In fact, the divine says the analogy of movies is even better because you love watching movies. And so think of your favorite movie. Just imagine. So as you're watching your favorite movie, remember all the feelings that come up. The feelings of love, the feelings of, oh my God, I hope they make it. The feelings of euphoria, the feelings of fill in the blanks, right? Because whilst you're watching that movie, there's nothing else that's going on in your mind other than being really engrossed in the characters and what is going on. And I know you're always hoping for a happy ending, but when the movie finishes, you're like, wow, that was so good. I love that movie. But you don't get attached to the outcome because you know it's just a movie, and the divine is saying, whatever is going through your life at the moment, whatever you're going through, especially if you're going through any sort of pain, just know that don't get attached to it, because there is help for you. Your guardian angels that are here, that have directed you to this video, want you to know that when things get hard, remember that they always have their loving arms around you. Remember that you're love. Remember that you're divine. Remember that you volunteered to come here to experience this beautiful experience on earth as a divine being. So remember that when things get too hard, remember that when you start forgetting how divine you are, to close your eyes and ask your guardian angels for a helping hand. Ask the divine to give you a helping hand. So, group number 1. Wow, I am liking your message so far. So, how is your experience here on earth going so far? I know that 2020 has been that year that feels like we're watching a movie, a roller coaster of a movie. We don't know what's going on. There's so many twists and turns, and wow. So whatever is going on, remember that you have help. You've got your guardian angels, you've got your ancestors, you've got God, the divine. You have so much help here. And just remember that you're just here for the experience and nothing else. So this card here is beautiful, and it's interesting. I've just noticed that this is a number 26. So what I usually do, I pull the cards, I shuffle the cards, and I sit with them and just ask for the message to come as I'm speaking to you, because this is an interesting job of looking at cards, looking at pictures, listening to what the divine is saying, then trying to articulate that through human words, through speech. And sometimes I'm like, because there is just so much going on. I know when I used to watch tarot card videos before, it just looked so easy, like, oh, they're just talking about cards, but no, there is just so much going on, and you're noticing different things. My guides are nudging me and say, hey, oh, look at that. I could have looked at the same card 100 times before and never have noticed something, but when it's relevant, I notice it. So it's interesting to see that here, peaceful among thorns and earth are both number 26. They're from different decks of cards, so they're different. And it's interesting that when I was shuffling, both of them popped up. So remember what I was saying to you, that you are a divine being. You are divine, you're loved, you are treasured beyond what you could even imagine. So remember what I was saying about that. Being here on earth feels so painful, feels like sometimes like you're alone. And the question is, how can you remain peaceful going through these experiences that are like thorns, that are painful? How can you have that duality of knowing that you're a divine being, knowing, like we can see our guy here, if we go a bit closer, there's that golden energy that's running through. So it's almost like in that protection, but at the top we have spears, right, indicating that pain, those thorns that he has to sit with and yet remain peaceful. And how do you remain peaceful? Sitting amongst thorns, you do that by remembering that you are just here experiencing this life, experiencing what it's like to be a human, and then you're gonna go and visit other planets in different lives. So don't get attached to this one. You're here for a very, very, very short amount of time, but at the same time, enjoy it. Enjoy every moment, enjoy every experience, even the painful experiences, because it's part of the experience. It's part of the script that you signed up for. And so, like I said, these cards here are tying to each other beautifully. So we have number 26, and if we add in numerology number 2 and 6, the same, we get to number 8. And again, it's interesting that our guy here, I'm gonna put Earth down for a moment so we can just focus on our guy who's sitting peacefully here among thorns. So being the number 8 is that infinity sign, right? Is that infinity symbol. And so it's knowing that you can go through the pain of being a human, then go through the euphoria of remembering that you're divine and this is just an experience, and on and on and on it goes, right? The experience goes like that. Sometimes you're euphoric. Sometimes you have to sit there in that lotus position, meditating, grounding yourself, remembering that the pain you're feeling really is not real, even though it feels so real. Just like when you're watching that movie at the cinema, your favorite movie, when you're watching it, it feels so real. It feels like, oh my God, I hope they don't die. Oh my God, oh. And this is what life is like. So this card, the Divine, is just saying to you that just remember this reading, that whenever you're feeling like it's getting too much, whenever you're feeling blue, just remember what I'm saying to you, and find ways or how you can be peaceful among thorns, how you can ground yourself, how you can always have a way of raising your vibration and your energy when you're starting to feel low, when you're starting to feel blue. So the next card that we have is coming in to say that, hey, when you are feeling blue, when you are feeling lost, remember to retreat, to rest, and if you can, if you have someone who can hold you, be held. And if you haven't got no one who can hold you in that love, remember, like I said, that you have guardian angels. You have a whole team of spiritual beings that are here walking with you always. So never feel alone. Never feel like abandoned. Never feel that this journey is getting too much, because when it gets too much, you have a team of divine beings that promise to walk with you, as long as you take that moment to ask. Because sometimes we're alone, sometimes we're in depression, sometimes we're feeling blue, sometimes we're overwhelmed by 2020, sometimes it's just too much. But then at those times, we forget to stop and ask our guardian angels, the divine, to help us feel better, to help us with the emotions that are getting too much, that are overwhelming us. So this time, when you're feeling blue, when you're feeling heavy energies, remember to take a rest, remember to retreat and replenish. And whilst you're doing that, remember to communicate with your divine beings that are here helping you out, and ask for that help that you need. Group number 1, the divine wants you to know that you are never alone. You know, I'm not that person who loves doing picker cards, but as I'm working with my guides at the moment, I probably will do more picker cards, because I'm actually finding these messages coming through so much clearer that when I do my monthly horoscope or astrology type videos. So the next card here is the shaman, and the shaman says, trust in higher forces. Group number 1, if you do not believe that you have a divine team that is here with you, that the divine is on your side, that you're not here alone, I want you to understand. I want you to understand more than you've ever understood anything else, that you are not alone. And I want you to start trusting in those higher forces that are with you all the time. So, you are not alone. So the next card here that we have is saying, don't let the past hold you back. So you might have had feelings of being here alone in this world. You might have those dark energies that have made you feel that the divine has abandoned you. But the divine is here to say that it's always been here with you. You have just forgotten to connect. You have forgotten how to pick up the phone when the divine is calling you, to give you that pep talk, to give you that nudge, to give you that sign that you were looking for. You've forgotten to pick up the phone and communicate with them, because suddenly you're thinking you're all alone in this world, but you're not. As we can see, the south node here is being intercepted, and your life is always being intercepted by the divine, by your guardian angels, by the team of spiritual beings that are here to look after you. So remember not to let the darkness weigh you down. Remember, you are not alone. If you take nothing else from this reading, remember that you're not alone. Okay? So the divine really wants me to emphasize that to you. Don't let your past hold you back, that you've forgotten. Don't let your past hold you back and stop you from being open to receiving these messages. Your challenge now is, how are you going to go and pick up that phone? How are you going to go and pick up those lines of communication? Because your team of guardian angels, your team of divine beings, of spiritual beings that are walking with you, that are helping you along the way, they made an oath with you to always be there with you when times get hard, the good times too. But you have forgotten the oath that you made to ask for help, to include them in your life, to include them in the good times, the bad times, and all the in-betweens, the mundane moments too. So now I'm being asked to remind you to remember that your team are waiting for you to get in touch, for you to ask for help. They are waiting for your permission to help you when they start seeing that life is getting too hard. But so far, you haven't been giving that permission often enough, or if at all. So now remember to go ahead and start including your guardian angels, the divine, God, whoever you subscribe to. Start asking for help and including them in your life too. So the next card here I have is the Strength card. And again, this card is coming in to say exactly what I've been saying in all the other cards. So this is the Major Arcana card in Tarot. And interestingly, the number 8 is coming up again. So when you see the number 8, I want you to say to your guardian angels, I want you to say to the divine, I am open to receiving your help. I am open to getting signs from you. And start opening that conversation. Let the number 8 be that nudge that reminds you, because now you're going to see, I want you to come back and comment, I want you to do this. Now you're going to start seeing how this number 8 is going to be playing a lot in your life, because you're going to start seeing it. Open your eyes and start seeing. Whenever life is getting too much, the ups and the downs of life, your guardian angels are always there, strong, standing there strong with you. So you are never alone. You have the strength. And when you don't have the strength, they have strength to give you. So it's interesting, like I said, that the cards that had numbers on them, all of them were playing to that number 8. So like I said, this number 8 is going to be really important. And even if you see number 26, start communicating. Start these numbers being that nudge that's going to get you communicating with your divine, that's going to get you feeling like you're not alone. So the message from the universe, group number 1, the message is, you are not alone. You've never been alone. Your guardian angels are here with you, always, now and forever. And remember that whilst you're having this human experience that you're having now, yes, it feels really real. We understand that. Whilst you're having this human experience, you're learning, because you are going to be someone else's guardian angel when they're going through their human experience. So don't let your guardian angels be sitting there bored, waiting for you to pick up the phone, bored, waiting for you to get in touch. Because think what it's going to be like when you're here guiding someone and they're never picking up the phone. They've forgotten all about you. And you're thinking, oh my God, my job is boring. So make sure you're giving your divine guardian team, your divine team of helpers, of guides, of counselors, of comforters, of joy, of love, of luck. That whole team, make sure that you start including them in your life. And that's the message that the divine, that the universe wanted me to give you. And so, this is your message, group number 1. Thank you for watching. Again, remember to subscribe. Comment what you thought about this reading. And I'm going to do more pick a card readings. Tell me if you like them. And that's it from me. I'll see you soon. Bye. Hello, group number 2. So these are the cards that we have. We're going to have a look to see what the message from the universe is for you. So group number 2. That's interesting. Look, group number 2, you've got the High Priestess, which is a major arcana card in the tarot, and the High Priestess is all about intuition. So being a number 2, I just thought that was interesting because this is group number 2. So it's showing me that you, group number 2, are very intuitive. So let's have a look to see what's going on. All right. So we are kicking off this message from the divine with Gemini. So are you a Gemini? The person you love, are they a Gemini? So the Gemini energy is coming to say that watch out for communication that is going to be coming straight from divine, straight from God. So perhaps there's a problem that you've been trying to solve for a while and you haven't been able to understand how to solve this problem, or maybe you're waiting for a sign, group number 2, and the sign didn't seem like it's coming, but the divine is saying that they have been trying to communicate with you for a while now, but for some reason you're not able to decipher the message, you're not able to decode the message that they're trying to send to you. So group number 2, the Gemini card is all about communication, right? It's the I think. And I'm getting a feeling that yes, you do think that divine has been trying to send a message to you, because you keep seeing repeating numbers all the time. You keep seeing 111, 222, but you haven't been able to understand what that meant. Well, the divine is here to say that they've been trying to get your attention. So you need to remember that, like the Gemini energy, you are here experiencing life, but at the same time, the divine is always got. It's always got you, because we see here these two beings that are here, they're holding on to each other. So even if you feel sometimes that you're falling, you feel sometimes that I can talk, the divine is not speaking clearly to you, just like my speech there for a moment. The divine wants to know that it always has you all the time. It's always trying to transmute a message onto you, but your job is to listen. You're spending too much time on Instagram, you're spending too much time on Netflix, that it's very difficult for the divine to get a clear channel to you. So perhaps say to yourself, I'm gonna go to bed an hour early. I'm just gonna disconnect from everything, Netflix, YouTube, Instagram, everything. And I'm just gonna lie down and send some messages to the divine to speak clearly to you. So this enables the divine to be able to talk to you. Because if there is just too much going on, it's very difficult for them to intercept and give you the answers and give you the message that you're looking for. So this is very interesting to hear. So the divine wants you to know that they've always got your back. Even if you're going through hard times, if you're going through turbulent times, the divine is always here. Always. But just remember to give them a chance to be able to speak to you. Because to be able to speak to you, you need to allow them some quiet time, because that's how that intuitive messages come to us through that quiet solitude time even. Because we're seeing that the next card here that we have is the High Priestess. So I really felt that I was being asked to really emphasize this communication, because Gemini again rules communication, right? So I was being asked to really emphasize that the divine has been trying to communicate with you for so long now, because you're asking for help, you're asking for answers, but for some reason it's been very difficult for them to give you the answers, the help that you so need desperately. So now what I was saying was, it's interesting because now we've got the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is that card about intuition, right? It's about the mysteries of life. It's about sort of like hidden knowledge. So sometimes, like I said, maybe you've been asking for a sign, maybe you've been asking for answers, but you just haven't been able to get the answers and the messages that you've been waiting for, but they've been sent to you constantly all the time. But because you're too busy, your mind is too busy, your mind is chaotic, your mind is just busy. So now that you know that you need to be that High Priestess, again, the cards are sexless. So you need to be that High Priestess who sits quietly, sits alone with your thoughts, with your heart, your mind, your soul, so that your subconscious mind can start giving you information, knowledge that is going to make a huge difference in your life. So the divine wants you to promise to start giving it a chance to communicate with you, because the divine is saying that they never shout at the top of their voice. When they talk, it's very quiet. And if you're busy scrolling on Instagram or on YouTube, Netflix, you can't hear that message because the divine speaks. You can't even hear it sometimes. You have to really listen. Like, really listen. So the divine is saying, if I started speaking really slowly like this, you have to almost put your ear to the mic to hear me. So the same, the divine wants you to put your ear to the mic so they can speak to you. So now it's up to you, because in this life it's always about options, it's all about choices, right? So you either choose to give the divine that quiet time so that they can talk to you, or you choose not to. It's always up to you. So being the High Priestess is all about that enlightenment, subconscious mind. So the divine can even come in and try to speak to you through your dreams. So now start trying to remember your dreams. Start trying to see the messages that are being sent to you through the dreamscape. Because the divine are saying that sometimes they try to communicate with you that way because you're always so busy. Your mind is too noisy that they can't get through, but they try through your dreams. And again, because the first thing you do when you get up is pick up your phone instead of trying to remember what you just dreamt. So even through the dreams, the divine can't get through to you that way because you're always busy. They're almost like telling you off. They're asking for that white space, that quiet time, so that they can give you this information that you need. So the number 2 is the number of the High Priestess. Like I said, the High Priestess is a major arcana card. So The number 2 is realizing that it's you and the divine working together. So you're in tandem, right? It's that ebb and flow of information that comes to you, the ebb and flow of information that's trying to come to you. But for some reason, there's a block there. There's too much noise. So have some time to meditate, have some time for quietness, because we've got the same orb being in both of the cards. They're trying to give something to you. The divine is saying, we are trying to give something to you, if only you would give them time to be able to give the messages that you're waiting for. Because they're saying to me that at the moment your life is almost like a masquerade. You are trying to make it. You have that energy of fake it till you make it. But the divine is saying that you don't have to fake it till you make it, because they could give you the information that you're looking for so that you make it quicker, instead of hiding behind a mask, appearing to be happy, but underneath that mask you're miserable because you're trying too hard. You're trying and everything is failing. Stop trying so hard. It's not about the mind. It's about the intuitive messages that the divine is trying to give you, that are going to propel you forward. You're asking and asking and asking for signs, for help, and yet you never sit down to listen to the help that's coming in. You keep missing all the signs that are being sent to you. The divine even tries to send you signs on Instagram. You read them sometimes, but you're just too busy to stop, think, analyze. So now start taking that quiet time. Start lifting the mask. Your life doesn't have to be a masquerade. Your life is meant to be authentic, true. You should be living your life the way that makes you happy, the way that lights you up, not the way that brings you darkness and heaviness. So, when you're ready to step into your truth, to step in, to listen to all that amazing information that's waiting for you, when you're ready to start being successful, I hear you asking, what's the purpose of your life? Why are you here? What are you meant to be doing? And the divine wants to give you that information. But now it's up to you whether you really want this information, or whether you're just saying you want this information, but you're not willing to disconnect from social media, from TV, from all the stuff that are distracting you. The divine is saying there's always something you are doing. You're never quiet. You're never sitting still for long enough. Even when you're meditating, your mind is still too noisy. Stop worrying, stop stressing. Just be in the moment. And if meditating is not working, go out, go for a walk. Leave your phone at home. Just you, go out by yourself. Because when you do, you're going to start seeing. Your eye is going to get opened. The divine is going to start giving you information, opening your eyes. And this is where you're going to be getting the help that you need. So the next card here that we have, group number 2, is the card that's talking about the age of light. And the divine really wants you to listen to this. So come back close to the mic, listen. The divine is saying that you've been training for this for lifetimes, not just one lifetime, many lifetimes. There's something that you have been training for again and again and again. And please take the time to crack it this time. Otherwise, you're going to keep coming back again and again some more in many more lifetimes. And the divine is saying you don't have to come back. There's so many other amazing experiences, lives waiting for you away from human life. But if you're not passing this test, and it's not even a test, there's something that you're here to do and you're meant to do it. And until it's done, you're going to keep coming back again and again, because the message here from the divine is saying that you have practiced this thing you're meant to do many times. If it's delivering a message to someone, you've practiced this for so many times, you know how to do it. You've just forgotten because you're too busy being distracted by social media, by entertainment, and you almost need to create, you need to create this triangle blocking you out from the world for some time, an hour or two, 10 minutes even, so that the downloads, the messages can start coming into you. So that you might start seeing what it is that you're meant to do, instead of keep on asking, what is the purpose of my life? What am I supposed to do? Sit down, be quiet, and the universe will be happy to give you the signs, tell you even. So the she-wolf is coming to say, unleash the wild within. So you're a bit wild, or there's a wildness inside of you that needs to come out. So it's saying, maybe there's a clue for you. Your passion is that thing that could give you that fire, that drive, that wildness within you. So what are you meant to do? What are you here for? What are your talents? What are your skills? Are you holding back from expressing these? Are you holding back from giving these to the world, sharing them with the world? Because if you are depriving not only yourself, but the world also of your brilliance. And yes, you are brilliant. You're brilliant beyond you could even imagine. If only you could start listening and tapping in, so that the divine can give you the downloads that it needs to give you to propel you forward, to unleash that genius that's stuck in you. So hearing this could make you feel a little bit sad, but it's okay. Sometimes we just need that little nudge. We need someone, your guardian angels, to guide you to a video that's going to give you the messages that they're trying to give you for so long. And even though you might feel sad for a little while, don't worry, because a time for healing is on the cards for you. So the next card that we have is the Ace of Pentacles. I love seeing this card for you here. I love the Ace of Pentacles because the aces are all about potential. They're like that seed. You know, you could get an acorn seed and plant it. That seed could grow into a mighty acorn tree. But the divine is saying, think of yourself as that mighty acorn tree. But now think of this, that mighty acorn tree will have many more seeds, and those seeds could fall, sprout, and become another mighty acorn tree, and hundreds of other mighty acorn trees could be born just from that one seed. So, just like you, the divine has given you a gift. The divine is here offering you. This is an offer, offering you information, guidance. And you are going to take this guidance and you're going to become that mighty oak tree. I hope you're understanding this analogy. And not only that, you're also going to enable others to also become mighty acorn trees. From you listening, from you willing to put your phone down, going for a walk, maybe you could say every Friday, instead of catching a bus, instead of getting in my car, I am gonna walk. Or at the weekend, whilst everyone's still asleep, I'm gonna go for a walk just for an hour or so, and I'm gonna leave my phone, everything behind, and it's just gonna be me, my thoughts, and nature. And then the universe is gonna be able to intercept and give you the message, so you can become that mighty oak tree. And then you can enable others, you can inspire others to become mighty acorn trees also. Imagine hundreds, millions of inspired lives, and the potential is in your hands to inspire many, many people, many generations, many lives. So please listen, please. So the final card that we have is saying, we're going to try and focus here. So this card is saying, the key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. So when you're now praying, when you listen, after you've listened to this video, maybe you're going to take 5-10 minutes just to close your eyes, maybe have a shower, maybe have a bath, and whilst you're there, you're going to be saying a prayer and saying, Divine, I am ready to put down the mask of the masquerade, to put it down. I am ready to become that genius and work in my genius zone. I am finally ready. And you're gonna say to the universe, I know, I trust that you're gonna send the resources, the people. You're gonna send everything that I need. And the reason you're gonna say it like that is because usually when we say prayers, we're like, I want a car, and then I want a really good looking boyfriend, and I want a pretty girl who is slim and has, I don't know, a really beautiful hair, and I want her to be able to cook, and I want... No, you are greater than that. So put down what you think you need, and now express to the universe that you're ready to work in your genius zone, and the universe knows what you need and is going to deliver much more than what you think you need. And I've just noticed, we were talking about seeds before, and I just noticed this flower, it's spitting out its seed, right? And that seed has that potential of becoming another flower and hundreds more flowers. So the potential is there. And the potential, like our Ace of Pentacles, which talks about potentials, opportunities. So the potential or opportunity for something incredible happening is right here. Only if you start listening, only if you start being willing to disconnecting from social media, from anything that serves as a distraction. When you're willing to step away, listen and step into your genius zone, and then we're gonna see you shooting your seed into the world for it to become great, amazing, for it to become the thing that will change other people's lives by inspiring other people. Maybe we now see you telling your story about how you used to masquerade as something, but deep down you were miserable, you were sad, you knew that this was a facade. And then when you finally decided to connect with the divine, to connect with your divine beings that are your spirit guides, when you finally decided to connect to God and disconnect from all the noise, your life changed. Finally, you figured out, finally you realized what your purpose and your potential was for in this world. And then you prepared, and then you were ready to shoot it out to the world, and then many incredible things happened. So group number 2, this is the reading that I have for you. Again, let me know what you thought, and if I should do more reader cards. If you haven't subscribed, I'm asking why you haven't subscribed. I appreciate your support, so please do hit the subscribe button. And yes, I'll see you in my next video, and it's a goodbye from me. Bye. Hello, group number 3. So you chose this flower. I'm gonna pop this over here for now, and we're gonna look at the cards that you have. All right. So you're kicking off the card with Saturn, which is interesting because I think Saturn is currently retrograde at the moment. Or is he gone direct? I have to check that. All right. Okay. Get an interesting reading here for you, group number 3, for sure. All right. Okay. So group number 3, I have a feeling here that you feel that you're running out of time for some reason. So the divine here is coming in to say that right now you're feeling that your efforts, as we can see with our card, haven't really paid off as well as you thought they would have. Like your efforts were in vain. And now we're seeing that you are holding 2 orbs here in this bowl. And now you're wondering maybe that what you've worked really hard for, are you just gonna see it vanishing into nothing? Because we're seeing our guy here is vanishing. It's only a matter of time before what he holds dear starts being taken away too. So I'm getting this feeling that you're feeling that time is of the essence. At the same time, you're feeling restricted. Like maybe you haven't got enough support, maybe you haven't got enough resources. If only you had a bit more money, you could do so much. If only I had people who supported me, I could shine in the world. So this is a feeling that I'm getting for you here. Let's have a look at our next card to see how it's clarifying this feeling of Saturn. All right, so this card here is gilded regret. So there's something that perhaps you've been working really hard at and it didn't work out as well as you had hoped it would. And so now you're feeling regret for having wasted time, effort on something that you thought was precious. And so you could be feeling guilty. You could be feeling like I wasted my time, I wasted my life, I wasted my youth, wasted my efforts. You really had high hopes for maybe even a relationship, the company you worked for, because you put your heart and your soul into it. Because we're seeing that our 2 cards here, they're almost mirroring each other. She's got an orb in her hand holding something, he's got the same, and they're facing each other. So it's a feeling, the divine is saying that you're feeling that you've run out of time, and perhaps you had made many promises and you felt that this thing was going to mount up to something incredibly amazing, but now you're feeling that you're running out of time, and perhaps people are going to be disappointed with you. Perhaps you're going to be feeling ashamed that you gave so much and got so little back. But this card here, Gilded Regret, is saying that whatever has happened, okay, do not feel like you have to wear this regret as a crown. Don't wear this pain as a crown. Put this thing down and know that with life, it's always up to us to take life into our own hands and start again. So even if you failed at something, that is not a crown of failure that you have to wear. It's a mistake, and from mistakes there are opportunities to learn, because you know next time the things that you'll be changing, the things that you'll be doing differently, but you never know these if you didn't make any mistakes. So the universe is saying that anything that you're feeling regret about, anything that you're feeling that you wasted your time, it was a big mistake. Maybe you started a business and now this business has failed, and now you're feeling the pain, financial pain, and you feel like you've lost everything, as well as all the efforts, time, energy, everything that you put into this situation was for nothing. But the divine is coming to say that even though you feel like that right now, group number 3, go and get help, because there is help just round the corner, but you are not aware of this help that's available to you, because at the moment you're focusing on the regret and the pain of this thing that didn't work out. But we're seeing you now as our woman here. She's gone out into the storm, into the cold. There's thunder, there's lightning, there's darkness, there is coldness outside. But she doesn't care, because she's gone out to get help. And so this could be the government. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, my business has failed and I have to get government assistance. Me? Really? Has life come to this? And I get that. I get that a lot, because in fact, I'm getting clients that are coming to me now and saying, hey, you said don't start a business last year. Well, I went and started a business and I spent my savings, I spent everything. And then what happened from the beginning of 2020, everything just fell down. I've lost everything. I wish I had listened when you said don't start any businesses, because I don't know why last year I told so many people, do not start businesses, do not buy a house, do not lease a car, do not, and I didn't know why. And suddenly 2020 came round and boom, I started understanding so many things that were not so obvious at the time. But it doesn't matter. If you made a mistake, it's cool. Life is all about learning. Life is about growing. But the divine, the universe wants you to know that it still has your back. Go and ask for help, because the help will be there. Step out of your ego, because the ego is what's blocking you, is what's stopping you going and getting the help that you wanted. No, not that you wanted, that you need. Going and asking for friends, family, to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to be honest. I'm facing some dark days ahead. I feel shame at the moment, but I'm just going to be honest and step away from my ego and ask for help. Because if you don't ask for the help that you need, this gilded regret is going to grow and grow, because we can see how our colors are very similar, right? So that energy is going to grow and grow and grow. And from this card here, we can see that our girl is being consumed by all the hope, the disappointment, the hope that just faded away into nothing. And now it's that disappointment that's all that's left. So I always try to be as honest and speak exactly the messages that I'm getting, because I know that there's someone out there who needs to hear this message, and not just the fairy and paint everything roses and, not be honest about life. So if this is a situation that you're going through at the moment, the divine is saying to you to go and get help. And we're seeing that maybe you're even going to someone like maybe a tarot card reader, astrology, whatever it is that you need to go to ask for help, to see into the energies that are coming at us here in the near future. You're going there and you're asking, can you help me? What's happening? So this card here is saying, see beyond your current situation. So sometimes to see beyond our current situation, we need a different pair of eyes to look at that situation, because someone else looking at your situation is not invested in your situation. Then they haven't got emotional attachment to your situation, so they can just tell you the truth that you need to hear, instead of painting everything rainbows and butterflies and unicorns. So see beyond your current situation, go get the help that you need. So the next card is coming in to say, trust your path. So perhaps whatever failures that you've experienced, there was actually a bigger reason, a higher reason that everything didn't go the way you saw it going. So this card is saying, if you knew you were supported, what would you do? And that's interesting, because in Trust Your Path, we see that both of our women in this card, they're going somewhere. And it's interesting also that, I hope my camera can focus so you can see what I'm trying to show you. Our buildings, there's almost similar buildings signifying institutes. So maybe going, like I said, government assistance, going to court, asking them, hey, I don't have money. There's all these debt collectors, bills that are asking for money. I don't have money, and they're trying to take you to court, and you're just saying, I'll be honest, this is what I have. So we're seeing you that you're on a path somewhere. We're seeing both of our women, they're going somewhere. Both of them are going in the same direction, right? And so this card is just coming to say that you are supported. And if you did know that you were supported and no one was going to say, haha, I told you so, no one was going to enjoy seeing you fail, people were going to support you, what would you do? Would you go and get this help that you need sooner? Because that is what you should do. So just trust. And interesting, I love these cards because I pull the cards, sit with them, and I don't turn them over, because then if I turn them over, it's harder to hear the intuitive messages that are coming in. So I like to see the cards fresh and then get the messages coming in. So we're just talking about support. So you've got 3 cards here talking about support, because this card here is also support from friends. And we see that there's 3 friends, there's 3 cards talking about support, getting help from friends. And then this card, the 3 of Cups. This card indicates celebration, happiness, and like again, support from friends, from people that are going to be happy to see you in a happier state instead of seeing you burdened with many burdens that you have going on at the moment. And at this moment in time, I just want you to go in the comment section below and just write blessings, because that way I'm going to be sending those blessings back to you. So you're supporting me and I'm supporting you back, right? It's that support of friends who are rooting for each other. Even if we don't know each other, we're rooting. I want to see you in a better place, and you are supporting me by commenting. Then that way I can get more inspiration, I can get more motivation to carry on making videos that are helpful to people who are needing help and encouraging advice. So the next card is talking about your dreams need a practical plan. So whatever dreams that maybe you were working on here that didn't go to plan, you're going to be getting new dreams. Once you recover, once you've healed, I know there's so much fire and desire for you in your heart to succeed. So yeah, I see you having new dreams coming in that you want to work on, that you want to manifest into the world, that you want to be a success. So Saturn is going to be here saying, what have you learned? What lessons? Because Saturn is all about that school of hard knocks. It's that, Saturn is not exactly the most favorite planet for a reason, because he's that teacher that comes and whacks you on your head when you're not listening, and whacks you again when you get something wrong. And again, you're like, why are you causing me so much pain? Am I learning something from you hitting me? And Saturn's like, yes, you are learning. The more pain I'm going to cause you, you're going to learn faster, right? So with Saturn being here, he is asking you from the lessons, from anything that is making you feel regretful, what did you learn? And Saturn doesn't cause pain for the joy of it. Saturn does it because that's how we learn. From pain, we learn not to do it again. It's like a child who goes and tries to touch a hot stove or a candle, or tries to do something, and you keep on saying to them, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get hurt. And then when you're not looking, what do? They go and touch that candle and get burnt. Oh, ouch, that hurt, didn't it? I said 20 times before not to do it, and it wasn't until you got hurt that you learned the lesson. So that's the same energy that Saturn has. He is that taskmaster that who doesn't care about causing pain, because he knows that once you felt that pain, you're gonna be thinking 2-3 times before you go and make that mistake again. So Saturn there is saying to you, make sure you're practical. Once you've healed, recovered, and everything is looking good, once you've got support going forward, always make sure that you've got a practical plan. Look at things, look at them, and look at them again. Because Saturn wants us to succeed. Because whenever Saturn leaves our sign, after 2 years of causing so much pain, right? I'm a Capricorn rising. And so I've had Saturn in my sign for the last 2 years, so I know very well the pain and lessons of Saturn. And at the end of this year, Saturn finally leaves my sign for the next 29 years. So though I'm happy to see him go, the lessons have been painful, but I have grown, I have learned so much, I have let go of so many things that I was attached to, businesses that I had, that I loved. But 2020 happened and things had to go. And in a way, I am happy, because now I can focus 100% on reading tarot cards, on doing what I really love, but I never would have entertained if Saturn wasn't in my sign. and was teaching me so many hard lessons. And those lessons now, in this business I have, reading tarot cards, they're so much easier because I've had 2 years of learning, 2 years of graduating from Sutton. And now when I want to do something, when I want to make a YouTube video, I can quickly make it. In my last business, it used to take me for so long. My website, it used to take me, I had to go and hire people, pay thousands and thousands of pounds, and still, when I got it back, I didn't like it. But now, I can make my website, I can go tweak it, I can go do whatever I want. 10, 15 minutes, done. Because Sutton smacked me up so many times that now I learned how to pay attention. I learned how to do so many amazing things that before I was just happy to go and pay people to do it. I was just happy to go and spend the money, but I wasn't learning. People were happy to take my money because next month I'll be wanting to change something else, and oh, that's another £1,500. Oh my God, you're just changing a couple of things. I'm like, well, but now I took the time and I learned. And the reason I'm saying this to you is that so that you understand that whatever lessons that you've gone through, it doesn't matter, because going forward, you're going to be using those lessons to improve your life so much quicker. You're not going to be making the same mistakes you made in your last business. You're not going to make the same mistakes you made from your last relationships, or the same mistakes you made in the past, because you've learned. And so the final card here that we have is saying the presence of love will always cast out fear. So again, going forward, don't stay in the state of regret. Don't stay in the state where you're afraid to go and ask for help. Don't stay in that state, because so many people, honestly, there is no shame at all. If you could see what I see now, at the end of this year, even more people are going to be in the same situation as you. So you might be feeling ashamed now, but going forward, you are going to be actually be able to help other people, because you have been through the struggle. You have walked through the struggle. So if anything, you should be thankful. You should be happy that you've been able to walk through the struggle right at the beginning, because now you can take these lessons, you can wrap them up, you can start another business helping other people. And now you're not going to be making expensive mistakes that you made in the past. Now you're not going to be just throwing money away. Or you could be going in a new relationships and you're out in the cold alone, out of love. You had to nurse your heart back. You had to sew your heart back together again. And going forward, you're gonna know that, you know what? That situation didn't kill me. I learned so much, and I can achieve so much more quicker based on all the lessons that you've made. So group number 3, this was a very interesting reading, and it's interesting that all the groups, all of them had different messages, and the divine was very clear and coming through. And like I said, sometimes you might just be here for the entertainment value of these videos, but I always want people to invest their time watching me and to leave after watching my videos feeling like inspired to go and make changes in their lives, inspired to go and put the information that I'm getting from the divine, from my guides, into practice, and not just click on the next video and on, and before you know it, a year, 2 years have gone and nothing is changed. So I really want to inspire you to listen to me, to other people who are giving you information, not just me, but to really go and make the changes that you need to make, because you're going to be so thankful that you did in the future. So group number 3, this is the reading that I have for you. Again, If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I don't know what you're doing. Subscribe to the channel, help a sister out, and if you need your own personal reading done, my website is in the description box below. Don't be afraid to get in touch and I'll be happy to work with you. And on that note, group number 3, let me know if you want me to do more pick a card videos. I shall see what I can do. And on that note, I'm gonna love you and leave you and say goodbye from me. Bye.